The Fullerton Unfiltered podcast is just about to start. Hi, it's Mr. Producer, and we have a stellar interview that you will not want to miss. But before we fire everything up, it's not too late to save 50% on your ticket price for next week's Equip Expo using the discount code Brian at checkout. There is an easy-to-use link in the podcast description, and Brian looks forward to seeing you at Equip.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no-nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton here, hanging with you guys, and good morning. Well, really excited about this podcast episode with you guys today. We've got a little bit more boots on the ground. We're going to get a little behind the scenes, kind of sneak peek and a little preview about all the exciting things going on with STIHL, including some of the greatest things that they're going to be sharing with us real time here at Equip Expo 2023. So really excited about having our guest joining us today. We've got Mike, Paluca, the product segment manager. So Mike, good morning. How you doing, brother?
Hey, Brian, I'm good. How are you?
Hey, living the dream, brother. The excitement is building for Equip Expo. It's just around the corner. And not only is there going to be so many great friends that I get to go catch up with, a little bit of a family reunion, down there in Louisville, but of course, see all the latest and greatest with all the different companies that are going to be there. And you guys are included in that whole conversation. So you guys getting ready for Equip Expo?
We've been getting ready for the past 3 to 4 months, I would say, Brian, and probably even a little bit before that on different levels. But, our planning is heavily involved as product managers and product segment managers to make sure that we come to the show prepared to introduce new products to our customers and to be there and well prepared for any questions that may come up.
There you go. Well, we've been trying to prepare our audience for a couple of months, similarly getting folks to Equip Expo. And we keep hyping it up, saying this is where you got to be. It's the Super Bowl of lawn care. It's going to be an exciting time, and everybody's going to be talking about latest and greatest. And of course, you guys are, like I said at the top of the hour, part of that conversation. So really excited about having you join with us. If you guys are listening in, we're going to kind of keep it short and sweet today. There's a running joke on my podcast, Mike, that short and sweet typically means an hour, but we're not doing that today. We got about 10, 15 minutes with you guys. Hashtag, sponsored content, full disclosure. These guys wanted to get in front of you and share a little bit more about what they got going on. So we are just going to be a little bit more to the point today, a little bit more X's and O's just to respect your guys' time and, of course, Mike's time as well. But we want to get you guys the details. We want to get you guys the exciting new things that STIHL is going to be talking about. So, Mike, I guess let me go back to you really quick, the top of the show. Product segment manager, and you said you guys have been getting ready for Equip for a couple of months. Quantify that a little bit more for me. Sometimes we're all in the field and making tall grass short and doing landscape installs, but what is a product segment manager?
So we do a lot of things. Product management is really our key focus, and what we do in product management is heavily focused in the product development area, looking to the needs of the market, the needs of our customer, working with our colleagues in Germany and engineering and bringing to market the right products that suits their needs. When we're not doing things like that, we are in the discussions and in the planning of things like Equip Expo. And as I've mentioned earlier, this goes back 3 to 4 months for us especially, but probably even longer for others. The planning of the booth layout, what does that look like? When customers walk in, what do they see first? How do they interact with products? How do they talk to booth staff? And not just the indoor, but also the outdoor. So recently for STIHL, we also opened up an outdoor booth. So we have a presence outside to check out new and exciting products there, not just wheeled goods, but we also have a handheld outdoor demo this year. And that's new for us.
That's awesome. Well, okay. Well, let me ask you that. Not to beat around the bush, but let's just meat and potatoes kind of a guy here. Let's just go for the for the kill. Let's go for the ribeye. What it's still going to be at the show. Long story short, Equip Expo is super important to me because the latest and greatest, the community aspect. It helps me to plan what I'm about to purchase for invest into for my company for 2024. obviously, I'm sure you guys hear a bunch of similarities as well about why you guys are at the show. But what is STIHL's interest in Equip Expo? What makes you guys so excited about the show? And, frankly, why is the event so important for you guys?
So it's exciting and important for us because it gets us in front of our customers. It's the largest landscaping show in America. For us to be there, it's critical to be in front of these customers, to not only introduce new products to them and help educate on these new products, but also hear firsthand from the users, what do they like about the products? What could possibly be improved? And really going back to the core of what we do in product management is product development, and having that feedback from this audience firsthand really helps in those development questions for existing products, how to improve, and future products coming to market. And in addition to our end customers, we also have dealers present at the show, as you know, Brian, and that gives us additional insight, from the dealership side, what is important to them, what are they hearing from their customers. So for us, it's really an opportunity to showcase new and exciting products, but also hear and learn from our customers.
I love it. So it's new for you guys, the latest and greatest, the what's exciting and getting in front of the customers. And for us, it's the same conversation. We're all in, bed together on this one. One of my go-to lines is one hand washes each other and they both wash the face. So it's exciting for us as the end users to get there, to see the latest and greatest STIHL has to offer. And it's exciting for STIHL to be there to, of course, present the latest and greatest to get these products in your guys' hands, but then also, hear that feedback, that VOC, voice of the customer, that sometimes the companies get to talk about. And that's from you guys. That's you guys weighing in on products or services there and, helping those companies get direct feedback about what we're using out there in the field. Let me ask you this, Mike, just a straight ball, fastball kind of a question here. What do we got looking at for STIHL for brand new product or any innovations? I know this is a little bit of a tease, happening just a couple of days before Equip Expo. So I highly encourage you guys to come out to the booth, check out the latest and greatest, both indoor and outdoor, that STIHL has to offer. Is there anything you can give us a tease on, or anything you do know that's coming down the pike that these guys can hear at Equip Expo?
Yeah, you're right, Brian. I'd love to tell you everything, but I don't want to reveal everything simply because there is a lot of excitement leading up to the show. But to keep it high level, we understand and we know that the market is transitioning from gas to battery-powered equipment. By no means is STIHL abandoning gas-powered equipment, but we are going to showcase gas-powered equipment and kind of also understand what's new in that arena for us, and then also show customers, show the end users and our dealers, that transition to battery. What does that look like? In terms of product, hey, I've been using a gas steel trimmer for a number of years. What's the battery equivalent? And be able to answer those questions, as well as understanding how many batteries do I need to work during the day? How do I charge at night? Answering a lot of questions in what we call this learning center. So we'll have a learning center for this type of product showcase and help educate. And then, like I said, make sure you hit the outdoor demo area. There will be a lot of new and exciting products there. Probably, to be honest with you, Brian, the grand finale at the outdoor demo. That's really where I would direct the audience to. Don't want to give it away, but I will hint it is in the wheeled goods segment. Make sure to stop by and check out the wheeled goods at the outdoor product demo.
Okay. I like it. A little tease there. I think you have a potential future in broadcasting, because my friend Paul calls it the tease. You got to hook the folks in. You know what I mean? So go to the Equip Expo, go to the STIHL booth, check out all the products that you guys know and love from STIHL, and then of course everything that's coming down the pike. But that's as good of a tease as anybody I've ever seen do it. So well done. I love what you said there a quick second ago. And folks, if you can't tell, we have a few points just to keep us on track here. And I really love these because I want to make sure that we're hitting some of these conversation points for STIHL. But I love what you said a second ago with not only showing the end users what's new there, but also showing the dealers what's new there. And it's a great time to reveal all the latest and greatest. And one thing that I believe to be true, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but STIHL is exclusively sold through dealers. And we've got some great local dealers. A lot of folks know the companies that we get to buy from locally, if you guys listen to the podcast for any length of time. And anytime I get a new piece of equipment, not only are we picking it up at the dealer, but outside of that, if STIHL does seed something to us to maybe showcase or share with you guys, we still go through the dealer because they set us up with it. They prep us with it. They give us the X's and O's, the how to run it, if you will, and just to kind of on-ramp us or onboard us. And I think that's a little unique with STIHL. A lot of brands do sell through dealers, but I think STIHL, if I'm not mistaken, with its commercial grade approach for the end user, guys like us, our contractors, they do sell exclusively through dealers. So you want to explain a little bit more about STIHL's unique distribution, method, I guess, in that route? Because I think that is something that really is unique to STIHL, and that is a huge value add for anybody looking to get in business and, use the STIHL product line.
Yeah, absolutely. And, for those listening, I'd like to thank our STIHL dealers and thank our end customers too. We have over 10,000 servicing STIHL dealers. And if it was not for these STIHL dealers, STIHL would not be able to offer the level of service that we can offer to our customers, right? And service ranges from a wide range of topics, right? It could be, as you mentioned earlier, outfitting the right product to the customer's needs. I bought this product. I need after sales service. Could also be an aspect, right? Need the chain sharpened on my chainsaw, need, air filters. I let the machine sit over winter and I'm having starting issues in the summertime. Could also be another need for service, and also spare parts. STIHL, we pride ourselves on having spare parts available for at least 10 years after the product has been phased out of the product range. So all of these different aspects of service tie back to the dealer, being that face of STIHL to the end customer and really making sure that customer is served in a way that they wouldn't get if we did not have the STIHL dealer network.
Yeah, amen to that. And I will tell you guys, we say this all the time on the show. And if you guys this is your first podcast episode you listen to on the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast or your 500th, we say all the time, the dealer is one of the most critical parts for your guys' lawn and landscape business. It's, making the sales one thing, but having sales and service or service and support, I should say, after the sale is critical because that's going to keep you out there, making tall grass short, mowing grass, doing leaf cleanups, so on and so forth with the equipment that we're buying. So yeah, I love that. Let me ask you this. I got two questions. One is, and I'll just give a little prelude here. One is, what are you looking for and towards at Equip Expo with the STIHL booth personally? I know there's a lot of great new things coming down the pike, but I'm gonna ask a selfish question, like, Mike, what are you looking for? And then number two, just to kind of button this thing up is, you're going to see a lot of folks talking about the electric versus gas, battery versus gas conversation out there. And I really want to just spend a quick minute because I've talked to a lot of the STIHL folks. We do a lot of pre-planning behind the scenes, guys, over the years and have a great ongoing conversation with these guys. And one thing that I've always really appreciated is that they're not just jumping ship or going from one ditch to the other with either battery or either gas. They're a market leader in both. And that's something that I think they pride themselves in. I know you guys out there that are using the product, pride yourself in, if you use STIHL product. So, Mike, that's where I'd love to, maybe end it on a high note. What are you looking forward to Equip Expo? Is it the community, the contractors, seeing the end result, of like hearing the testimonies out there? And then number two, if you want to button it up with talking about how STIHL is remaining, a market leader in both categories, I think that'd be just a fun conversation to end on.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to a little bit of everything. Like you said, the community, not just our dealers, our end customers, but also what are our competitors doing, right? And keeping us on our toes as a manufacturer of outdoor power equipment, making sure we're bringing the right products to market, and ultimately just hearing firsthand from our customers. And, I have to also say, looking forward to the end result. All the months of planning that have gone into this, the amount of hours, the thousands of hours that have gone into this, it's been keeping some people up at night, but it's all for good reason. So definitely looking forward to seeing that and meeting with you all in the STIHL booth.
I love it. Let me ask you this: gas, battery. We're talking about STIHL being a market leader, right, for both technologies. Where do you see things going, with steel, with both categories? I love what you said at the top of the show. You guys aren't just running from one ditch to the other. So what's that commitment look like for steel behind both product categories for battery and for gas and just product portfolio, broadly speaking?
Yeah, so I have to brag a little bit here, Brian. STIHL, as you probably well know, and a lot of your listeners know, we are the number one selling brand of gas-powered handheld outdoor power equipment in America. So again, I'd like to thank our dealers, thank our end customers for their business. And also what's new for this Equip Expo is a brand new claim in the battery arena. What you will see within our booth is the number one selling brand of battery-powered handheld equipment among professional landscapers. That research has been conducted by Irwin Bro. So again, but coming back to your point about being a market leader, we're also able to prove it in our research with Irwin Bro. So we're very excited for that. And as I alluded to earlier, we're not abandoning gas. We're going to stand behind gas. We realize there's customers who prefer gas, and we want to service those customers. And also, to be honest about it, not every application is currently fulfilled by battery. If I think of big backpack blowers or big powerful chainsaws, those products are not fully electrified yet. Of course, we do have battery-powered chainsaws, battery-powered blowers for certain applications, but if you need a BR800 backpack blower, we're still going to sell those and still support those customer needs. So continuing to support where we come from and also look into the future in a number of ways, whether it's new battery-powered equipment, as we mentioned earlier, how do I charge? How many batteries do I need? And help with that education piece to this puzzle as pros are looking to switch or because they have to switch. They could be in an area where the local government is mandating this transition, or we also see it from the lens of the customers they serve, right? It could be hospitals, universities, et cetera, where they prefer that their landscapers are using low noise solutions. So we want to support those customers also.
I love it. All right, here. This is really fun conversation. It's football season, so let me throw a little audible here. What is your favorite STIHL product? You're the product segment manager, so you gotta probably have boots on the ground and your finger on the pulse, whatever the motivational quip is. But a little bit about everything that's out, a little bit more about what's coming down the pike. But in your career working with STIHL, what's the favorite product of choice for you?
That's a really hard question, Brian, and I like that question. But I would tend to favor, if I have to pick one product, I have to say the MS500i electronically fuel-injected chainsaw.
Oh, okay.
We introduced that a few years ago now, and just the power to weight and impressive throttle response that machine offers, to me, is just totally fascinating, a clear innovation. And that's one thing that I appreciate about STIHL products is we never stop innovating.
I love it. Well, that was definitely a curveball. I would personally, go with the BR, 800, 700 series. I was just thinking while you were talking a minute ago, our whole product category line that I have in our portfolio. I'm like, we've got the 94, I think the 91, the BR 800, the Cam 131R. Hopefully some of these SKUs are still out there, so correct me if I'm wrong, folks. But so I'm thinking I've got a bunch of stuff that's in my arsenal, but I do not have that chainsaw, and I've actually seen some YouTube videos on that, and that thing looks like a beast. So absolutely. Well, guys, here's what we'll do. We'll cut it right here, short and sweet. Just giving you guys a little bit more of the latest and greatest, little behind the scenes, boots on the ground with what we got going on here at STIHL with product segment manager Mike. And then not only that, folks, just a little encouragement, a little nod, go check out the booth. For crying out loud, we're going to be down in Louisville here in just a couple of days. 25,000 plus people are going to be there. One thing that we've been saying a lot, Mike, is get a plan, when you go to Equip Expo. Yes, get your hotel rooms. Yes, get your ticket. Yes, make sure you get your comfortable shoes, but get a plan for what you want to see at the show. Frankly, centipeding through the show, it's fun, it's fine, but I don't personally think it's the most effective way you can see the show. And frankly, I don't even know if you can see the show, broadly speaking, if you do that anyway. So what I would say is put together a top 5 list, top 10 list of maybe some of the different companies or brands you'd like to see. Like Mike said, there's a bunch of great folks there. But if I was you, I would make it a priority on your top 3, top 5, top 10 to make sure you guys put the STIHL booth there, both indoor and outdoor, and see what the latest and greatest they have got going on. It's going to be an awesome time there, and I'll be there for sure. I'm going to be in and out of the couple different indoor and outdoor booths myself, shooting some videos, but of course, checking out all the new stuff that they have to offer. I'm not super privy to the latest and greatest that they have going on, so I'm going to be there learning with all of you guys as well, and I'm sure I'll be giving a high five and a fist bump to Mike here myself. So I can't wait to see what we got going on. Mike, I'll give you the final thought, maybe wrap up, but thanks so much for the time, and we cannot wait to see you guys there in just a couple of days.
Yeah, thanks for that, Brian. And, as you just indicated, coming to the show with a plan, comfortable shoes, all good recommendations. And, for those traveling, we wish everybody safe travels and looking forward to meeting and seeing some of you soon. Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks so much for STIHL for getting behind the podcast, guys, and making this a sponsored piece of content to get in front of you guys. Super appreciate their partnership. Super appreciate their support. Honestly, they were actually part of the spring shop tour series that we did this spring. And we highlighted actually a couple of their battery product lines, the AP 500 series, if I'm not mistaken, and really, really well received product line and some great videos on YouTube. If you guys haven't checked those out, we've got a bunch of other great product videos on our YouTube channel, Brian's All Maintenance, with the STIHL product line. So guys, check all that stuff out, including some bed redefiner videos, some leaf blower videos. We've been working together with STIHL for quite a few years. And like I said, I super appreciate their partnership. One last thing, if you guys maybe don't have the opportunity to check out Equip Expo this year, just logistically or whatever, it doesn't make sense, make sure you guys check out the YouTube page. We'll be shooting some videos for STIHL down at Equip Expo, so you guys can always get a little bit more of the video, of what we're talking about here, and maybe get the debrief a couple days, maybe a week later. But then number 2, of course, stay tuned to the STIHLusa.com website so you guys can see all the latest and greatest. That is going to be revealed at the booth. You guys can get the full description, the full information at the website. So that's going to be awesome, and can't wait to see you guys there. So, Mike, thanks again for your time, brother. Super appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, Brian. You have a good evening.
All right. You betcha, brother. Well, guys, thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It's Lawns, Lessons, Life. And guys, we're always here to show you the latest and greatest that the industry has to offer. And again, big shout out and thank you to STIHL for joining us on today's program. All right, guys, you have a beautiful day. We'll look forward to catching up with you guys on the next one.
Another banger of a show. As we mentioned before the podcast began, this is your last call to save 50% on the cost of admission to Equip next week in Louisville. Apply the discount code Brian with an I, at checkout, or use the link that we've provided in the show notes to tap into the savings. And remember to say hi to Brian when you see him at the convention.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.